For more than 1,000 years, one city stood between two worlds, a city of golden domes, towering walls, and imperial legends. Constantinople, the last great fortress of the Roman world. Armies had come for it before. Persians, Arabs, Crusaders, all had failed. But in the spring of 1453, a 19-year-old sultan arrived outside its gates with an army and a weapon the world had never truly seen before. Cannons, huge cannons. And this time, the walls would fall. Constantinople was not just another medieval city. It was the heart of the Byzantine Empire, the surviving half of the ancient Roman Empire. While the Western Roman Empire collapsed in the 5th century, Constantinople endured. Its walls protected emperors, merchants, and scholars for more than 1,100 years. From its harbors, ships sailed to Venice, Alexandria, and the Black Sea. Inside its churches glittered mosaics of gold and glass, and above them all rose the greatest cathedral in Christendom, Hagia Sophia. But by the 1400s, the empire was fading. Territories were gone, armies were small, and the once mighty empire had shrunk to little more than the city itself. Beyond the walls, a new empire was rising. In 1451, a young ruler took the throne of the Ottoman Empire. His name was Mehmed II. He was only 19 years old. But his ambition was enormous. For decades, Ottoman rulers had dreamed of capturing Constantinople. The city stood in the middle of their empire like a locked gate. Whoever controlled it would dominate the trade routes between Europe and Asia. Mehmed was determined to be the one who finally opened that gate. So he prepared. He gathered soldiers from across his empire. Engineers built new siege machines. And most importantly, he commissioned the largest cannons the world had ever seen. One of them was called the Basilica. It could fire stone cannonballs heavier than a small car. On April 6th, 1453, Mehmed's army arrived. Nearly 100,000 soldiers surrounded the city. Inside Constantinople, only about 7,000 defenders prepared to resist. They were led by their emperor, Constantine XI Palaiologos, the last Roman emperor. Despite the odds, the defenders trusted their greatest weapon, the Theodosian walls. These massive triple walls had protected the city for centuries, but gunpowder was changing warfare. When the Ottoman cannons opened fire, the earth shook. Stone balls smashed into the ancient fortifications. Day after day, night after night, sections of the walls began to crumble. But every night, Byzantine soldiers and civilians rushed to repair them. For weeks, the city held. Constantinople still had one advantage: its harbor, the Golden Horn. The Byzantines stretched a massive iron chain across the harbor entrance. This blocked the Ottoman fleet. Without naval access, the city could still receive supplies. But Mehmed had another plan. His engineers constructed wooden tracks across the hills. Then they greased the tracks with oil and animal fat. And in one of the most daring maneuvers of the siege, Ottoman soldiers dragged entire warships across land. When the defenders awoke, they saw Ottoman ships floating inside their harbor. The city was now surrounded on every side, after nearly 2 months of bombardment. Mehmed prepared the final attack. Before dawn on May 29th, 1453, the assault began. Waves of Ottoman soldiers rushed toward the damaged walls. Arrows filled the sky. Cannons roared. The defenders fought desperately. Emperor Constantine XI refused to flee. According to tradition, he removed his royal insignia and joined the battle as a simple soldier. but the Ottoman pressure was overwhelming. Finally, near the gate of St. Romanus, a breach opened. Ottoman troops surged into the city. Constantinople had fallen, and with it, the last remnant of the Roman Empire. The fate of Constantine XI remains uncertain. Most historians believe he died fighting in the streets. His body was never definitively identified, but his empire was gone. After more than a millennium, the Byzantine Empire had ended. Across Europe, the news spread quickly. Shock, fear, and disbelief. One of the greatest cities in history had fallen. But history rarely ends with destruction alone. Mehmed II did not destroy Constantinople. Instead, he rebuilt it. He declared the city the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. Over time, it would become known as Istanbul, and the consequences reached far beyond the city itself. With the Ottomans controlling trade routes to Asia, European merchants began searching for new paths east. This search helped launch the Age of Exploration. Within decades, explorers like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama would change the world. The fall of Constantinople was more than the capture of a city. It was the end of the medieval world and the beginning of something new. Empires rise, empires fall, but some moments echo through history forever. May 29, 1453 was one of them.